Stealth Shades in the Field is brought to you in partnership with Snood Brand, providing apparel for obsessed turkey hunters. Special thanks to Scent Farm, strong enough to cover, light enough to blend, and Deer 30 Mineral. Legendary hunts begin with Deer 30. As you can see, I was set up in an unusual spot. I was positioned about 30 yards from the outside corner of a woodlot and hidden in a patch of tall grass between a hayfield to my front and a beanfield to my back. It was during preliminary scouting in September that I determined this to be the safest spot to set up due to the fact that the woodline was almost unapproachable. The deer were most often bedded within 50 yards of the field edge, with very little, if any, cover. It was impossible to use a tree stand in this situation. I just needed an east or southeast wind to make this work. And the weatherman was calling for an east wind. I hadn't been sitting there for more than 35 minutes when 5 gobblers show up at the edge of the woodline. As they worked their way across the field, 2 of them split off and came my way. I was ready. With my stealth shades on, I was able to watch these gobblers pass me inside of 10 yards. They had no idea I was there, until I moved my hand to make an adjustment on my camera. It was that subtle movement of my hand that got me busted. The first gobbler picked his head up. You can hear him putt in the video. As he turns away, he takes his buddy with him. I let them get outside of about 20-25 yards, and when they headed back towards the woods, as I was raising my crossbow, I could get the pin on that second gobbler. At first, just a few does showed up, and then minutes later, a few more, and minutes later, a few more, and they just kept coming. My goal was just to remain undetected, stay in that brush, not move, and hope that they didn't scent me. I sure am glad I had my scent armor on. When you have deer this close, remaining undetected is really the biggest challenge, especially when you're hunting on the ground and not using a structure or blind. Some of you are probably wondering at this point why I'm not in a tree stand on the edge of the woods. Now, it's nearly impossible to get to a tree stand in or on the edge of that wood line due to the fact that there is no foliage. The browse line is so high, and you can't hide your approach. The second reason is, with the increased hunting pressure and poor use of tree stands by hunters in this area, the deer have been educated to look up. That is correct. Deer have been educated to look up. This is why I prefer hiding in plain sight on field edges, in the woods, or even in the middle of a crop field. I find it much more challenging, but also much more rewarding than utilizing some kind of manufactured structure. It does, however, require good camo, scent control, and keeping game animals from making eye contact. Don't underestimate the importance of eye contact as a survival instinct. All prey animals are hardwired to look or locate a predator's eyes. That's why old-timers always said not to look directly at a deer or turkey, especially when they are looking at you. The Stealth Shades eyewear are proven to prevent eye contact, and as you can see, there are a lot of eyes in this video. You be the judge. As evening progressed, the big bucks finally showed up. They weren't in range, so I just put a camera on them and enjoyed the show. I continued to watch the other deer do their natural thing without any interference from any other hunters. The big bucks even felt comfortable enough to bed in the field. As the sun set and the deer moved off, I waited until it was quite dark to recover my turkey and slip out undetected. It was the second day of the Michigan deer season, and I opted not to hunt this spot in the morning. So I slipped back out in the afternoon, and I was set up ready to go, and I didn't have to wait long for deer to show up. Remember that whole discussion about eye contact? Well, this is a prime example. This little buck could ruin a perfectly good hunt or hunting spot by stomping, blowing, and alerting other deer to my presence. After a few tense moments of him staring my way, he simply just continued on feeding in the field. These deer eventually ran off, but it wasn't because of me or anything that I did. In fact, it was a vehicle that stopped up on the road behind me that sent the deer in a panic into the woods. Once again, I waited until it was quite dark to slip out undetected. Over the next several days, I was unable to hunt this spot because of the wind. I needed an east wind, so it wasn't until the 5th of October that I could slip back into this spot. Upon arriving and getting set up, it wasn't but maybe 30 minutes before I had deer walking out into the field in front of me. There were several does, fawns, and small bucks that made their way into the field in front of me. The last couple bucks started to get me excited because I had a feeling that a bigger buck might be following them out. A few moments later, I could hear a buck pawing the ground in the woods to my immediate right. I turned on my camera and attempted to locate him in the wood line. I had some difficulty at first, but I finally acquired him in the viewfinder. It was not the best videography, but not too bad for self-filming. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please like and share. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in our products, please visit our website at www.stealthshadesusa.com and www.snoodbrand.com. Thanks again.